beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. Trust you guys are doing really good. If this is your first time coming across this channel, I'm Chinwe. I want to thank you guys for always coming back to watch my videos, for your comments, for your contributions. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate. So in today's video, let's look at this black lady. She's really lamenting on something. I don't know whether it's because of her experience at work or something. I didn't make it up. Let's watch the video and see what she's talking about.
This is really sad because I love black people so much, but I hate when they come to my job. Like, they never tip. Like, I be going so hard for black people, but never once have I ever had a black table tip me well, like, or like on percentage. Like, maybe once in a while, but like, I just had a table with like 15 people, Hispanic, like Dominican. I heard somebody saying they was Dominican, and then a table full of like black people. It was vibes the whole time. Like, I really gave great service. I always give great service. Do you know they did not tip? The bill was like $600. They did not tip. Like, and then they was doing the most. Like, they was sending stuff back. Like, they was asking for stronger drinks. Like, wanting free stuff, and like, no, like, mad at them. I can't stand serving black people.
I can't stand serving black people. Do you hear that? Do you hear it very well? Okay, a lot of people stitch this video. A lot of stitches on this video. Let's hear what they have to say. And before we start, please grab your popcorn because it's gonna be very long. Take a very cold drink, relax. Let's hear them.
I love black people so much, but I hate when they come to my job.
She's speaking facts, and I'm gonna tell you why she speak facts. I work in a little warehouse, you feel me? It's a small business warehouse. It's about 5 people here. I deal with white people, Hispanics, blacks, Indians, you name it, I deal with them. The only ethnicity who asks for discounts, can I get a sister discount? Can you take this off? Are blacks. And it pisses me off because as a small business, that's how we make our money. If I give you a discount, you taking money out my mouth, you taking money out my boy mouth. Bills don't get paid by themselves. Lights don't get paid by itself. The material don't pay for itself. You don't go to Walmart and ask for a discount. You don't go to Target and say, hey, let me get a discount because, you know, we brother and sister. It got to stop.
So I used to be a waitress in college, and the amount of times I would hear this from my coworkers and the amount of times I cuss them out for saying this, baby, is unknown. But I just want to ask a question to anybody who really feel this way. At what point are you going to evaluate yourself and come to the conclusion that it's not the people that you're serving, it's you? At what point are y'all going to admit that from the moment a black person gets set in y'all section, y'all are judging them and giving them subpar service based off the assumption that they will not tip you? And the sad part about it is that black people tip. And also black people over tip to disprove the notion that black people don't tip. So at what point are we going to talk about how your bias gets in the way of your service and that is what is impacting your tips? And at what point are y'all going to hold everybody accountable who is a bad tipper?
Here we are. I don't normally make content like this, but I saw this video and it really irritated me. I mean, really, truly rubbed me the wrong way. I want to say that the comment section is just a cesspool. The way she opened up this direct channel for black people to be shit on, and it's not even the truth. Like, if you would just look at your own biases that you have surrounding black people, and this goes, I understand that she's also black, but this still applies. But you're in an industry where it's a stereotype that black people don't tip. I know for a fact that black people do tip. They oftentimes over tip because of this stigma. and it's constantly perpetuated, but you're not looking at the fact that when you go to them, when you see them sit in your section, when you have to serve them, you're already approaching them with an attitude. Like, yeah, we can pick up on it. Yeah, we can see we can see what you're thinking. We can feel what you're thinking, and it feels like shit. As a consumer who's coming to you for a service, it feels like shit. And this is outside of the food service and all. This is for any industry, anywhere I'm paying somebody for a service or a skill. It is absolutely heartbreaking. And especially to have to correct another black person on this, because you know exactly where this is going to go. I'm reading comments. It's like, yeah, everyone in the service industry knows this about them. Otherizing again. And you've opened up this platform. You've opened up this channel for black people to be shit on. And like, you don't see any problem with that? A lot of self-reflection would do you a world of good. And I honestly, there's still time to take it down, love. There's still time. You can take it down because you're wrong. You're wrong, and this was ugly. Very ugly. I know what you did. You probably went over there with your snooty-ass fucking attitude. And they could obviously feel how you felt about it, about serving them. So yeah, if you're being shitty, fuck your tip. It's really a direct correlation. Your behavior is a direct correlation. Do better. I swear, do better.
I almost didn't want to stitch this video because I didn't want to give her more views, but I think it's important people read the comments, see the people that are commenting. Of course, you should not be surprised what they look like. You know, when I walk into a restaurant, the first thing people see is a black woman, doesn't care how nicely I'm dressed. They do not know I went to Spelman College and I have a master's degree from Northwestern. I make well over 6 figures. I'm in a different tax bracket than most of Americans, most even white men in America too. And because of that, and because I'm trying to break negative stereotypes against the black community, I really do try to strive to tip 20%. Everyone that I hang out with also makes 6 figures as black people, master's degrees, PhDs, doctors, lawyers. I mean, these are really well-off, smart black people that went to HBCUs, have graduate degrees. And so we make sure we set a standard for the black community. Now, we take on this burden because we went to the schools we went to, and, you know, we're happy to take on it. I don't feel like we should, but once again, the reason we do it is because we don't want people to say all black people don't tip. A lot of us do tip, and you guys don't want to admit that, but you use some of us not tipping, and maybe even a lot of us not tipping, as a reason to give us all poor service. And that is the issue I have with this video, especially coming from a black woman. The people in the comments are using it as, yes, as a black woman, I'm so proud you said this, and that's why I don't, and this is why, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, girl, you are fueling us getting bad service from these people, because once again, they see us, they have that stereotype in their mind, and they are already set that they're gonna give us bad service, give us just lackluster bare minimum, and then they're gonna expect a tip. And then when they don't get a tip, they're gonna be like, see, I told you. And I'm like, no, girl, you didn't do your job. You didn't do your job. You did the bare minimum. I get why some people don't want to tip you. But once again, you know, some of us take on that burden because we're financially well off, and we can. And we're trying to stop people like you from saying it's all of us when it's not. And trust me, there's other races that don't tip too. You know, this is a dangerous video because, you know, things like this are why people just have bad service sometimes. And I really just want us to change the narrative and just know there's black people that tip well. And, you know, some of it has to do with the service, and we got to stop this perpetual cycle of they don't, so I won't, so I'm not going to because they don't. And it just goes back and forth, and it never ends.
This is really sad because I love black people so much, but I hate.
So I've worked in the service industry for years, not anymore, and I've always wondered, I really don't know. Do a lot of black people tip poorly because the service is poor? And it's like this perpetual cycle of like waitresses and like servers or whatever, like assuming they're not going to tip well, so they don't have as like good of service. So then it's just like a cycle. That's what I wondered. Personally, I always try to tip 20%, but sometimes, like, I know, the service industry, and I could tell sometimes they are, like, not doing their jobs really, like, they're doing the absolute bare minimum, and, like, then it makes me not want to tip as well. Lowest I'll ever do is 15%, and that's if your service is, like, fucking horrific, which is rare. But when I was working at my little Italian restaurant, I noticed that people of color actually tip the best. That's just my experience, though.
Stop the cap, because it's not only black people. Every race of people don't tip. I have been in the service industry almost 9 fucking years. And I have experienced people from all over the motherfucking world. Do you hear me? And I'm telling you, every race of people do not. It's every race. It's not just black people. Not just black people. And a lot of you're not gonna say this, but I'm going to say it. A lot of y'all service, black or white, y'all get black people in y'all section, and the first thing you say is, "Oh my God, they gave me a table full of black people. I know I'm not going to get a tip," and give piss poor service purposely because you feel as though they're not going to tip you any fucking way, and don't even try to give quality service to black people because you think they're not going to tip, which is fucked up. And then you mad that you don't get a tip after you gave these people piss poor service. Let me tell you something. Black people, when you give them good service, they are going to tip the fuck out you and over tip. I was watching a video, somebody else stitched with this, and she said it perfectly. Black people will over tip just because of the notion that black people don't tip. Y'all get on this internet with the cap. I don't give a fuck what race you are. Every race do not. It is international. It is not just black people who don't tip. Let me tell you something. I have worked in predominantly white restaurants before, where mostly white people are there. I have worked in restaurants where mostly black people come, and it's the same for both. Not even just them. Asians, Hispanics, they will not tip you. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. Let me tell you, it don't matter what race it is. If a person don't want to tip you, they're not going to tip you. And if you're not giving the fucking service, that's all on you. If you're not giving A1 fucking service, whose fault is that you don't get a tip? Y'all, some of y'all waiters and waiters need to step y'all motherfucking game up, and maybe you'll get a tip. That's the game you play when you're a server. I'm just sorry. When you're a server, that's the chance you take that a table is not going to tip you, be it black, white, Hispanic, purple, green, or blue. Y'all kill me. Y'all want to put that negative connotation on black people when they are not.
So that is it, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you have not done so. See you in my next video. Bye.